Hello and namaste. My content for today is a Git, so it's all for the student and all the developers who are already in the professional field at work. I believe they already start using Git or the big bucket. So here I'm going to talk what is Git first. It is actively maintained open source and completely free version control system designed to make it easier for the programmers. Of course, as for the students as well, so we are the programmers. Nowadays, many different and big reputed companies use the Git and as I said, big bucket. So let me talk about what are the features. Okay, as you already know what is Git, so let's go for the features of the Git. The main features is version control though, like main aim of the Git is version control, like saving everything even though you lost your data. So let's say what if you have your code like project, like big project, thousands of lines of codes, and unfortunately something goes wrong and your whole PC has been collapsed, your operating system has been crashed, so you lost your data. So what you're gonna do, is there any way to get it back? Of course no. Probably you might get it partially back, or you might get it back, but it's going to be really difficult for you. But most of the case, once your whole operating system is crashed, it's not possible to get it back. But if you manage to get it back anyways, then also it's going to be the long process for you. So here the Git will be used. So if you are using Git, if you are familiar with the Git and you have been using your all project or your assignments or your all your code, if you are using Git to save all of your codes and work, then once your PC has been collapsed or whatever happened to you, or mistakenly you just delete your file, still you'll have your all the code, all the project in the Git. You can remotely access Git. It doesn't matter you have to have the same PC every time. It doesn't matter. You can use different PC at different time, and you can clone the Git repository and all your project. So I'm going to talk about it later, how to clone and how to push into the Git. So as a students and a programmer utilize the feature, like how we can utilize the features of the Git then. As I already tell the main features of the Git. So as a programmer, as a student or a programmer, we just push all of our project just to be on safe side. Also, if you are working in the project, like group project, mostly if you are already in the field of professional field, or you are already a developer working with some companies, then of course you won't be working individually, so you will be working with your partners, group with a group team. So it will be really easier for you to get a group project, and every single person will make a changes and commit the changes and send it to Git, so all of your team member can assess it, check it out, and run the test, test the code. If you feel it's okay, then you can proceed ahead, or you can drop the commit and like override with the new one. So that's how you can see who commit, who did what. Like you can trace the work, you can do everything with the Git. So it's really a free version and awesome, like open source, which is really useful for programmers. Okay, if you are thinking how can we utilize beside like version control, how can we use Git, then here is I can give you a simple example. It's not a sarcasm, it's just just giving you a small example. If you have a car, let's say if you have a car, then how are you going to utilize your car? Just for the transportation, just to go home or college, or just to go work and come back? Of course not. Once we have our car, then we're going to utilize it as a transportation for sure. Rather than that, also we're going to get grocery using our car because it has space, really. Then what if sometime it's rainy outside and we don't have no umbrella or no raincoat, so we're going to stay inside the car, so it's going to save us from the rain. Sometimes if you have to take a power nap, you can sleep in your car, so it's no problem. Most of the people homeless, they just stay in the car. See how they utilize it at home. That's how it has. The main feature is to version control, but beside that you can utilize by many ways, multiple purpose. That's what I'm trying to say, giving you an example. So for myself, like talking about myself, I'm using Git as a Google, as a drive, like as you use Google Drive to save your things and share with somebody else. I'm using it as a drive as well, and version control obviously. And also another thing is it's safe. So you don't have to have your, as I already talked about, you don't have to have your own PC to push or pull every single time. You can use public machine, public PC. It doesn't matter. You just have to know how to log in. You just have to remember your username and password of the Git. So let's start how we create account for the Git. It's simple. It's really simple how to create account. You just have to go Git account on Google and you see sign into GitHub and go up there. So here, as I already have my Git open in here, it's already logged in, so it's gonna go to my profile. But you'll see the okay, let me show you how you're gonna see. So if you are new, then it's gonna ask you to create sign up. So it's gonna ask you like this and create an account. As I already have, I don't have to do this one. So you just have to enter your username, email, password, and verify yourself as not a bug. So that's all you have to do it. So, and once you have your username and password, just sign in like this. As I already have my repo in here, but if you are new, then you won't have any repo. It's gonna be completely empty. So here you can give profile this way, and it's gonna trace yourself too. So you'll be tracing how much contribution you're giving on your Git and your project, how much contribution you are working. Like it's gonna trace everything. It's really a cool thing to use as a programmer. Here now I'm gonna tell you how to create a repository and how to post simple code or simple file, and just show you the main way to use it as a version control. Okay, let's proceed ahead. I assume that you already have created the account on Git. And say one more thing I'm gonna add up here. So download the Git bash in your PC, or if you are using what is that called, VS Code, then you can also use the extension and connect directly to the GitHub, so that you don't have to go through the Git. And you can use the VS Code terminal. For the command, here you can also do it manually for committing the new for new commit or push or pull. You can use manual way, but I'm gonna talk about the coding, the command. Today I'm gonna show you how to do from the terminal using a command. So I assume that you already have a created account and you already have the VS Code or any other text editor. But I'm gonna show with VS Code for this video. I'll be using the VS Code. So I'll be using the VS Code on this video. Okay, let's move ahead. So first thing come first, let's make an empty repo. Let's make a new repository. That's what you're gonna do. Let's do hello as a new repository, and let's make it public for now. Okay, let's create a repository. And here I'll just suggest you to if you are using VS Code, it's going to be really easy. So create an empty folder, create an empty folder on your desktop or wherever. It's really simple to just open. And once you created the empty folder, just right click and open with code, means VS Code. So once I open it, as I already have this one, so you can also let me open the new folder. I already have this one. So here let's delete. Okay, I'm gonna open the empty folder that I created right now. So here is the empty folder. See, empty folder, folder named ty. So there's nothing here. I'm gonna do new file, and just do the simple HTML coding up here. Just, you can still copy mine. Okay, here you go. So you can, so I'm gonna just copy and paste a simple HTML code here. Just doctor HTML with heading, and head title will be a website title, and so on body part I'm gonna give hello, this is Kailash Takal. So let's save it first. Save. As this is HTML, I'm gonna go for the HTML file extension, and I'm gonna give index.html. So now it's now HTML. You can just copy whatever I have, or you can use your own code. It's just an example to use a code. It will be better if you are using your running code, which can be compiled and run. Okay, let's check it. How does it looks like? I have a live server on, so let's go on the live server. Let's see here. So I'm just making sure it's wrong.